So now we're going to talk full foot function. These are our actual runners here at RunPainFree performing full foot function, and we're going to go through the whole gamut. So we can explain to you what we mean by that when it comes to running, using your entire foot and the ability to do so, and why those stability sneakers are not helping you do that. They're actually preventing you doing that. And I don't know whether it's their misconception or lack of education, or if it's because they are feeding the billion-dollar industry for whatever reason. Whichever case it is, it's not how you run. You actually run full foot function, just like you walk through your entire foot. This is again our cat hill. We do a hill training event every year, and this is one of the years that we did it. And you can see they're running down the hill, literally running down the hill. And this is how you actually open up. And it's actually harder to run down a hill. People think there's a lot of marathons that are all downhill. There's a lot more muscles that have to happen going downhill because you're decelerating. So your body has to prevent you from falling forward. So as you can see, these are runners. This is at the end of the session. We make sure we make them run at the end of the session so we can see what their body is doing, loaded and actually completely firing, everything firing. So this is an Ironman, and he's learning how to use his feet. And those are Nike Free Flyknits that he's running in, and he's actually done his triathlons in, and he's done a lot of mileage in them. These are you can see all of these runners are using those sneakers because those are the sneakers that we have recommended for over 14 years. They are the ones that really help you go through your foot. Now, throughout the years, we've tried to use several other types of different Nikes, never really has gotten any good results on them. And I test all of them. I test all of their levels. I test them on different feet. This is someone trying to relearn how to run because he was heavily in doing speed work. So he was doing the limp running, which is one toe, one heel. This is one of our runners who's just learning to get back into running and doing 5Ks and stuff like that. Also this one, another runner, learning how to do 5Ks, going for a 10K, getting her weight off. So everybody you're seeing here has different run goals, is at different paces. This is brand new. She was a plantar fasciitis, which many of them are, and this is her learning how to actually use back flexion. This was a soccer player, a semi-pro soccer player who had to learn how to use her legs a little differently. Soccer is the closest to long distance running, but it's still stop and go to an extent. Here's another first-time marathoner. This was after she ran her first-time marathon and then was just running just because she wanted to get back into it. This is an avid marathoner, full foot function all the way through, running through his feet. Another all the way through. And what I listen for is I listen to hear the push off behind. You will never kick up behind and come through and extend your knee if you are not coming through your foot to kick up behind you. If you're landing on your toe, you're going to have to knee drive up to get that out. So now you're over pumping in the front, overusing your hip flexors, overusing the psoas in a dysfunctional way, building your quads and overworking your shins, your anterior tibialis, overworking your calves, everything being rock hard. Now, that's a swim coach and also triathlete. This guy has been running for 40 some odd years. I love working with him. He's also been a run coach for a very long time, and we actually do have a lot of run coaches for clients. So that's the truth, because it is a different sport. And once run coaches get that idea and get the information that they need, they really do want to learn how to properly treat and train people, I should say, and treat their clients differently. So this is another runner who's psoas specific, as someone else is working out right there, ready to go. And this is one of our youngest runners who is track and field but wants to do long distance. And there is an age requirement that has to happen for you to be able to run long distance because of what it needs. So the reason I put that one in is to show you that she was able to make a quick decision in order to not get hit by that truck, that horse. And now he's running full foot function, as you can see. And it took him a few months to get that, and really a lot of retraining, because that muscle training is real. And the more muscle you have, the more your body is ready to do that same mechanic over and over and over again. These are actual professional runners. This is Elites Racing in Central Park, and it's right by where I am on Saturdays. So I took video of them because I wanted to show you how they're literally using their entire foot. So elites running long distance use their full foot. Don't ever get twisted with the marketing and the advertising of whatever it is they're using. They need to. Now, this is a triathlete who's had a lot of severe hamstring issues because she high knees everything because she's very mechanical for the bike. as you could see when she was high kneeing stuff. And that's something we are really working on for her mechanics. This person has a lot of nuts and screws in her feet because the doctor thought that it would be a good idea to shove 2 big bolts in the back of her heels to make her feet go from here to here. And if you've listened so far, you know when your feet are out, your hips are off, which means the back is not functioning or the sacrum is off in a lot of cases. So when he forced her feet, he gave her a back issue, and she came to us for back pain. This is the team championships here in New York City. We have a lot of running teams here, and so every summer there's a huge race, and the local teams actually compete. And I wanted to show you, they're all running full foot function. They're all running full foot function. Roll through, push off, extend, push off, extend, push off. You can't get that might without doing that. So even when someone thinks they're not running like this, I love to show them the footage that they are running like this, because it's crazy how much the brain thinks what it wants to think, and the body is doing something totally different, and there's no mind-to-body connection. And that's why I try to tell you, when this thing gets involved with your body, it jacks everything up, and that's how a quick way you get to get injured. Your body has its own set of muscle memory and instincts, and it has to do with what it knows to do. When you try to change that up top, you get injuries. This is a person who came as prevention because she was starting to feel stuff in her lower legs, and she finally got to us, and we were able to fix her before it became anything. Severe back pain, this client, severe back pain. This client, this is a wide stance running because she actually crisscrosses her legs when she's running, so we have to overcorrect for her to do that. This was a gymnast who had trained her hamstrings the complete opposite of most runners, where it was overextended and not able to actually fire with muscle. And this is, as you can see, she was an avid marathoner, really didn't believe that she could run that way, and it took her a really long time to get that connection to be able to do that. And as you can see, everybody, it looks very effortless. They are running very fluidly. They are absorbing into all of their runs. Every step is absorbed. Nobody is banging. There's no such thing as heel striking, a strike and an impact when you roll through your foot. There's no way that happens. The reason that became is because with the actual, and another great example, an actual stability sneaker disallows you rolling through, so you bang, 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 bang. So yeah, that creates a problem. And here she goes again. Actually, this was the first time she felt, and look how much faster she was. And you've seen her 3 times on this movie. Avid marathoner, triathlete, swim coach, about to get his world majors. Another avid marathoner, international marathoner. She was also preventative for scoliosis, excuse me. And this is Anna. She became an ultra marathoner this year that I made this, and so this was one of her final runs. And so you can see everybody actually has their foot extended in front of them, and you didn't see anything but graceful, fluid running. And these are all the stills of the exact same people you just saw. When you want to get power through less effort, you need to use your entire foot to do so. The power of a runner gets lost in their arch, and that's because nobody opens up and has the ability and the mechanics to do that. You're short striding, doing speed work that never allows you to actually open up and get that extension. And when you finally do, you get runner torque and you get power.